Hello students, I hope you all are doing well. Now today we will be starting up with the second lesson in history, and that will be the River Valley civilizations, in which we will be starting up with the Mesopotamian civilization. So let's begin. Now the heading of the lesson says the River Valley civilizations. So firstly we should know what does a valley means. Now a valley is a lowland between hills or mountains. A valley is a long, narrow region of lowland between range of mountains, hills or high areas, often having a river running along the bottom, and hence it is a river valley. When man discovered agriculture and started producing food, and then he began to think about new things, and he also started making new things. He thought about a settled society, better food, better clothes. He began to use his knowledge to improve his life, and he started taking part in leisure activities. He adapted himself according to the environment, and this adaptation increased their chances of survival. He started living in groups according to his preferences and formed settlements. Now these settlements were basically near the rivers. Now man has reached to a stage which was more than just fulfillment of his basic needs, and this stage was civilization. Hence, a society which has witnessed advancement in terms of its social life, culture and organization would be referred as civilization. Civilization is an advanced stage or system of human social development. As I had already told you that man started living in groups and they formed settlements, and hence they were settling near the rivers. Now we'll study some of the reasons why early civilizations came up on the banks of rivers. The first one, the rivers provided abundant supply of water for agriculture and the population could be supported by it. Second one, the land near the rivers was extremely fertile for agriculture, so they could produce better crops. Then the third one, rivers provided means of transport and communication. And the fourth one, the river valleys did not suffer extremes of climate and were warm and pleasant. Now we'll see to the characteristic features of civilization. First one, presence of towns and cities. Next one, as agriculture progressed, it resulted in surplus food production. Then, trade flourished and people specialized in various trading activities. Next, many religious beliefs were present. Next, art flourished and many art and craft forms existed. The next, people communicated through language in its written or spoken form. Then there was advancement in technology. And the last point, a strong centralized government formulated and implemented laws. Now we'll see some of the earliest civilizations that flourished in the world. The first one, the Mesopotamian civilization on the banks of river Euphrates and Tigris. Then the Chinese civilization on the banks of river Huanghe or the Yellow River. Then the Indus Valley civilization on the banks of river Indus, and the Egyptian civilization on the banks of river Nile. Now on the map you can very well see the Mesopotamian civilization, the Chinese civilization, the Indus Valley civilization and the Egyptian civilization, and all these civilizations they flourished on the banks of rivers. Now we'll study about these civilizations one by one. And in this lesson, we will be studying about the Mesopotamian civilization. The first evidence of human civilization appeared in the Tigris and the Euphrates river valleys. This fertile river valley had excellent farmland because of the flooding of the rivers. The Greeks termed this area as Mesopotamia, which means the land between the rivers. People began to settle down in this area as a result of development of farming and the need for protection. Now Mesopotamia is located in the region now known as Middle East, which includes parts of Southwest Asia in the Tigris and Euphrates river system. This part is also known as cradle of civilization or the Fertile Crescent for the number of innovations that arose from the early societies from this region. The name Mesopotamia is derived from the Greek word mesos, meaning middle, and potamos, meaning river, that means land between the rivers. Mesopotamian culture was known for its prosperity, city, its literature, mathematics, and science. The two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, which brought plenty supply of water and fertile soil. These rivers were regularly flooded, so the Mesopotamians built canals, and these canals helped in irrigation, navigation, and transport of goods from one place to another. Now, the southernmost region of this civilization was called Sumer, and its people were known as Sumerians. Now, Sumer is the earliest known civilization founded in Mesopotamian region of the Fertile Crescent. Sumerians were known for their innovations in language, governance, architecture, etc. In the northwest of Sumer, regions were known as Babylonia and Akkad. The highland in the north was called Assyria. Now we come to the sources of Mesopotamian civilization. There are two sources, literary and archaeological sources. Now the Ziggurat at Ur and the Epic of Gilgamesh, they provide us information about the Mesopotamian civilization. Now we come to the Mesopotamian society, under which we'll study the social divisions. Now the people of Mesopotamia were divided into three social classes. The first class comprised the priests, officials, and warriors, among which the king was the most powerful. They looked after the administrative as well as the military aspects of the state, that is, the welfare and protection of state and society. The second class consisted of businessmen, professionals, and skilled laborers who looked after the economic welfare of society. And the majority of the people were farmers. The third social class consisted of slaves. Now these people were engaged in agriculture, craft, trade, and commerce. Now we come to the family life of the Mesopotamian society. Now family was a close-knit structure. All were living together, where father was the head of the family, and the upbringing of the children was quite strict. The boys were sent to school to be proficient in reading, writing, and arithmetic, whereas the girls were trained in music and dance. Women were given importance, and they had rights which were protected. With this, we come to an end of the first part of lesson 2. The remaining portion, we'll do it in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day. Thank you.